my subject is the dragonfly, and I selected that because of the color, the freedom, and the courage, which I discovered late in life. In the 50s, I left my father's house to go to my husband's house. And in the 70s, I left my husband's house to go to my own house. And I have felt free and courageous and able to turn on a dime like the dragonfly does, because it can stop in midstream, it can go straight up or straight down or forward or backward, and that inspires me in a lot of ways, and I think it ought to inspire all women.
You don't really know what it looks like until you pull all the biscuit off, and then you get all the colors back.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So you never know.
And in this one, the wings in a certain light just come to life and you see the dragonflies. But they do blend in with nature. You were getting a whole emotional
Well, I think you're right about the heads, so I'll chop their little heads off.
Chop their little heads off. Okay, so you got into it with acrylics.
Yeah, so I'm changing mediums. Every time I turn around, I seem to want to change something.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Yeah. This has a little bit of the personality of the dragonfly and the personality of Barbara, because I think it was a place where we were trying to paint a realistic
painting,
you know, photorealistic dragonfly, and I got so carried away and I just kept putting more color in and blurring things, and then I put the grass in, and it was just unlike anything anybody else was. They were all doing
So
animals
cool.
and things in the class, but it was just so unlike everything. So it was the first time I really realized that you can take a class or a workshop and you can watch what everybody does, and then you say, well, what do I want to do?
Exactly.
And I've been doing that ever since, and it's made such a difference to every workshop I do. A lot of times the instructor doesn't like what you do because they prefer that you do exactly what they do. You know, they like their own stuff. Why not? And so they want you to kind of copy it. But the truth is, that isn't what you're there for. You're in there to learn something else from them, something about color or composition or whatever is making a difference to you that particular time.
But this is so you.
Well, it was just a breakthrough for me in terms of being in a class where everyone was doing something. So
I love it.
it's fun.
This is Barbara. If I would have seen this on a wall at an art show, I'd go, that's a Barbara Killeen. However, it's quite different from the first time I saw you painting watercolors in when we took a class together. It's really lovely. You captured that guy. Woohoo. But you've continued on.
So I'm still playing with them, and these are not finished. This is the process, actually, part of the process. That's biscuit that's on there right now. I don't know if you can see the difference. It's a resist. It doesn't allow the paint to soak through the paper. So I wet the paper and I put down a lot of watercolor on a piece of plexiglass, and then I put the damp paper down, this paper first, and then I pulled it up, and then what paint was left, I used this to do the ghost. So I have two different tones of the paper. It doesn't mean that I'm going to stop here. I can go in and add color or take color out. But what I liked was the effect that the biscuit had as a resist to the color, how it settled in spaces. I want to leave it. Do you think that's a bad idea?
Oh, that's terrific. I like it.
You know, once you leave it, once you have it on there, if you don't take it off, you can't get it off.
That's right, yeah.
And so I thought maybe that's as permanent as anything you want to do. It's just that I love the way the colors hit that resist and settled in, because it's really more like a dragonfly's wing than the iridescent paint that I used in the other.
Right.
So I'm learning maybe a little bit about dragonflies, but I'm learning a little bit about how to be creative as well, in terms of trying to maybe demonstrate to other people what this might really look like in the woods or something, a different way to approach it instead of a photograph or an actual documentation of what this particular thing looks like exactly. This is kind of an impression of what you might really see if they go by.
Wow.
Is that fun?
Yes. And also how you feel about it. To me, it's got a whole different feeling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what you did was really different. And the colors that are in here are so different too. A great feeling. Great feeling. It's just different. It's so different.
Well, I'm glad you like them.
I do. So I'm going to frame them at home. No.
I thought you were going to start painting biscuits.
Well, I've done that with my polar bear, but I just
Have you?
really, yeah.
You've never left it on before.
No, I took it all off.
Ah.
So that's something new and different. It's that whole process. That's how we feel when we're artists. That process that you go through kind of brings out who you are, your spirit, and how you feel. And so now my feeling about dragonflies after seeing this is totally different. When I saw yours from dragonflies I've done in the past, just the feeling is just incredible. It's so different from what I felt originally about dragonflies. Thanks to your interpretation.
Well, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.